Hey guys, what is up? So, I have something that's kind of been on my chest here for a while, and I figured I'd just share it with you guys today. And the topic is about credibility and how I think the whole perception of credibility is like total and utter bullshit. And there's really two reasons why. The first reason is that these days, being an expert is not what it used to be. We kind of live in the age of the instant expert, where, you hire the right people, you pay enough money, and you can have branding that makes you look like a Hollywood celebrity. You can have a New York Times best-selling book, and none of it points at your mastery, and none of it points at your who you had to become in order to get there. It really is just a lot of it you can just buy. You can just buy it. You can buy media interviews. You can buy ABC, as seen on Fox, ABC, NBC. And some people don't even buy it. Some people just go to Google and grab images and use them on their website. So it's really kind of damaged this whole concept of being an expert, So I think that's one of the major things in the credibility world that's really kind of hurting it at this time, is this instant expert. And on top of that, there's the haters. And haters are nothing new, but the challenge these days is that haters can be anonymous. And we have a handful of websites that people can go on and write whatever they want. The thing about the internet is that anybody can write anything about anyone. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be true. You might just wake up on the wrong side of the bed one day and be that trolly hater type of person, and you might decide you're just going to say something about some person because they just happen to be the target that day. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But either way, that then goes out into the world, and your marketplace sees that. And it can be hurtful, and it can be damaging. And there's zero repercussion for the person who writes it. There's zero responsibility, zero accountability. And so there's a lot of challenges with the world of credibility right now. For example, I had a guy call me up recently who said, he had seen some of my work, was interested in working together, and he basically said, I want you to make me a millionaire within 6 months, and if you can't do it, then I want a complete refund. And to which I replied, well, then it's as simple as we won't be working together, just because obviously that's not the kind of person that I want to work with. And this guy decided to just go off and write this whole report about how I'm a scam artist and how I wouldn't take his money, and and now that shows up on the internet. And I'll most likely post a link to that, honestly, because it's kind of funny. But it kind of sucks too. So for those of you out there in the game of working in the space of helping people, or the success industry, or, if being an expert is important to you, there's really only two ways to be an expert. And the first is just your gift. Consistent results via the gift that you have. Whatever your gift is, whether it's empowering people or motivating them or helping them with relationships or whatever the case may be, whatever your gift is, producing consistent results over time with your gift gives you credibility. Because at the end of the day, people might believe you, they might not, but the results that you produce are undeniable. And so your focus should be on your gift and focus on working with people that you can produce outstanding results for, because then your reputation precedes you. and the results that you produce in the industry stand head and shoulders above anything that you could say about yourself or any as seen on ABC, Fox News, CNBC, whatever. And it also stands above anything any hater could ever say, because the testimonials and the results are so passionate, they're so real, they're so raw that they're undeniable. What a simple strategy to increase your credibility. And the second thing is simply your story. The one thing that's going to allow people to truly gravitate towards you as an individual is the fact that you're an individual. You see, the more we all try to be a celebrity or an expert or a whatever, the more we try to fit ourselves into a little box. And no one wants to follow a copycat. They want the genuine article. And so your story, the real you, is what's going to cause people to see you as credible, because they're most likely going to be like you in some way, shape, or form. They'll just be at a different time, a different stage in the timeline than you. And so by showing them your story and by being open about it and demonstrating that you've been where they are, it immediately shows them that you've been where they are and you've kind of come out the other side. That's credibility. Those are the only two ways you can really, truly build credibility. And so I would encourage you moving forward to forget about writing a best-selling book, forget about getting on the media, forget about all that stuff. It's not to say that it's not helpful. It could be great. But unless focusing on producing outstanding results via your gift over a prolonged amount of time consistently, and openly sharing your story and sharing it powerfully, unless those are blended into the forefront of what you're doing and those other things are supplemental, then fine. But typically they're not. And so I'd like to see that changed. And I'm certainly happy to lead the charge on this, but I don't want to go it alone. I'd love to see some of you join me on this. So if that excites you, if that lights you up, leave a comment below, and hopefully I'll see you soon.